This is the final call for LTU Flight 1821 with service to Dusseldorf. Immediate boarding at gate B26. Eins, 551 nach Düsseldorf. Bitte begeben Sie sich umgehend zu Gate B26.
Okay, that's audio up. Excuse me, it's a bit of echo there. Let's take that down here. Okay, that's audio up. Excuse me, it's a bit of echo there. Let's take that down here. Okay, I'm liking that better. Okay, I'm gonna need one more second.
Your attention, please. This is the final call for LTU Flight 1821 with service to Dusseldorf. Immediate boarding at gate B26. Eins, 551 nach Düsseldorf. Bitte begeben Sie sich umgehend Attention please. This is the final call for LTU flight 221 with service to Dusseldorf. Immediate boarding at gate B26. Eins, 551 nach Düsseldorf. Bitte beginnen Sie mit Umgehen zu Gate B26.
Okay, this is good. We're ready for takeoff. Apologize for that really slow start. It was like dog emergencies immediately. That's always how that is. Just when you think everything's settled, the animals like cut loose. Skunks start roaming the neighborhoods. Everything happens. Alright, let's get in the air. Alright, we're gonna do, kind of like finish my pre-flight just a moment ago, so I'm pretty much ready to go, so off we go. Wind should be just off the nose here. Here we go, we're rolling. Bright rudder, bright rudder, bright rudder, tail, 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 here we go. Yeah, 69, here we go. Okay, let's go. We're looking for 030 today. That should be pretty close to our on course. We're just going to do a quick cruise checklist here. We just do cruise checklist really fast out here because we end up in the cloud deck very quickly. So I want to like get the cruise checklist kind of done fast. I want to get my fuel flow sort of under control very quickly. And you end up in kind of like too much decision-making time, a little bit too fast sometimes. Alright, it's a beautiful day out here today. Now, yeah, look, we're looking, this is a great cloud deck. I was a little concerned that this was going to be, like 1,000 feet, but, we're at 1,000 feet, and I haven't lost my, there's a really high probability of icing here, so we're gonna go ahead and pull the static air because I get a lot of trouble with that out here. There's a lot of ice out here. Decent. It's a very good northern Canada tundra and lakes and river valleys and whatnot. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to think about navigation for a minute. Mic check. You know, on a long cross country like this, I don't necessarily finish kind of all of my navigation calculations at once. It's kind of a good idea to double check the situation, right? I want to think about the weather here for a moment. You know, so I'm looking at, right, you don't want to like navigate yourself into the side of a mountain. And I'm starting to see this cloud deck. You know, the weather's getting a little bit worse here. We're looking for like, you know, 025. That's a 5-degree wind correction. That should be, we also have a pretty decent tailwind here. I'm showing, you know, I'm showing us about 10 knots. About 10 knot tailwind here. It's not bad. I don't have a distance to Cambridge Bay. This, I feel like this looks good because I can see the, you know, you can see the horizon in the distance out there. You know, those are pretty decent holes. So, my whinging here is the question about continuing on in this weather. You know, is this a lowering cloud deck that I should not be flying into? Especially if I'm trying to avoid kind of flying in IFR. Hang on a second, I'm gonna... There we go. So that's what that question is about. Our exit route is to the northwest. If we get into trouble here, kind of snow. You know, the problem with the northwest, though, is that that's going to be water. So, you know, but if I'm going to make an emergency landing out here, I really like that idea. Kind of landing by the water. Isn't that where you'd want to be? And right now in midwinter like this, it's probably frozen. That's going to be my guest thought about, excuse me, that's going to be my best thought about that. I want to land by the beach. I want to go to the north if I see weather problems. I'm not going to take any holes, so we're going to stay underneath this cloud deck. Navigation out here with above the cloud deck without radio navs, I mean, you're not really... It's pretty tough to get those kind of checkpoints. And that the other day on that last flight where the I had to take a checkpoint off a very small siding of it looked like blue water, and that was a pretty significant nav point. Allowed me to circle into the airport at the very last minute, so you know, that's kind of the lesson about that. There's a lot of advantages for getting on top of a cloud deck, but if you're not sure what the weather's going to be out there, take the better part of getting lower and lower, especially out here. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of power lines. We're at what, 5,000? I mean, there's plenty of we have plenty of space. This is probably about as high as I want to get here. All right, let's have a look at this fuel flow. We're not picking up any icing. We're probably having the maximum tailwind up at altitude, but I feel like we're starting to get close to that cloud deck. Let's just back this off a bit. That fuel flow is actually too low. We want to maintain about 10. We're going to double check cowl flaps here. Tanks. Looking good. Yeah. No, we're fine. We're going to look for 025. Now, flying this way versus, let's say, flying instruments, right? Flying IFR. You know, if I'm flying IFR, then I'd want to hold that 025 really, very, very closely, right? I'd be just holding it dead on. But I'd also be kind of taking a wind correction, right, off of that VOR. You know, out here in this situation, where we're doing this kind of map nav, you know, I'm thinking more about the coastline, right? So, sure, I could, you know, hold the 025 carefully, but you know what I think I'd rather do is I'm going to bear a little bit more to the left here, and we're going to keep that coastline in our sights, and then we're going to try to determine the exit from the coastline. Does that make sense? I think that's just kind of a better way to navigate this. Without decent checkpoints, I really need to, I want to keep kind of a sight of something like that. You know, if it's not a mountain, then we'll take kind of the bay. And that way, if we start to run into weather trouble, we'll have a reference point, right? We can turn the water, we can go left, right, skim the coastline, find the airport. That's kind of the logic I'm going with here. Okay, we're down at 3,500. I'm going to kind of... So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to kind of fly this just visually along the water line. Keep an eye on the map. You know, the other thing that you have to watch out with kind of this far north is probably magnetic variation. There's a lot of local magnetic variation issues out here. There's a couple of famous ones that have, like, you know, like killed some of those famous pilots back in the day. Guys that were flying through these areas, you know, or near here. You can have just wild swings in the compass, and so holding a compass course, you know, so closely with that kind of, you know, in this kind of situation, without a radio nav as a cross-reference, and if you're not using something like a landmark as a cross-reference, then, you know, you could chase a compass in a circle out here, if you think about that. So, you know, it's very different. Navigating without radio nav aids is a little bit different. I think the strategy is different, definitely. I think you really have to think of everything a little bit differently. Especially if you're doing enough cross-country that you're seeing these weird radio nav points out here in northern Canada. I'm sure that would really ruin your day out here. All these lakes look so alike. I think you need to be pretty aware. You know, back in those days, though, when those guys had those crashes out here, it was all very unmapped, too, which was not helpful. Okay, we're going to check in with the fuel flow. Yes, that's good. Yeah, we're holding good. Yeah, that's good. Good. That's a remarkable river valley. Bit of an inlet here. It's beautiful. Yeah, this is just a really beautiful piece of tundra here. Look at this. Wow. It's like a painting. We're just we're navigating by beauty at this moment. We'll go back to 025 in a moment. That's a nice light shaft they have out there. Well done. We'll stay at or above 2,000, and we'll try to stay below 4. Kind of block in here. That's a beautiful hole in the clouds. Look at that. You could just about fly through that. I think you could do it. I think the biplane could do it. Maybe just. I think you might pick up ice. I think it would work right there. Yeah. We're not going to be taking that option. Alright, let's get back on 025. That was enough sightseeing. Waste a little gas there. It was worth it. What I'm wondering here is whether I can just trim the aircraft such that I can jump to the back of the airplane and refill my coffee cup. That's the real question of this piece of tundra. That's surviving right now. Okay, so let's jump in the aircraft. This is just featureless now. Look at this. Let's go back to about 025, keep that a little more. Alright, okay, good. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break here to just refill my coffee. I'll be right back.
Your attention, please. This is the final call for LTU flight MSFS2020 with service to Dusseldorf. Immediate boarding at gate B26. Height, food, 5, nach Düsseldorf, bitte begeben Sie sich umgehend zu Gate B26.
there's a natural pattern to this geology. You can kind of sense it. I don't know if this is land folding or some kind of Arctic process. You can see the way the landscape kind of folds. I'm not sure about the geology. It's interesting though. I'm gonna look at more at this at some point. I don't know if this is volcanic. Some of this might be. You know, I think I see 2 cloud decks out there. We could be looking at the same cloud deck with a giant hole in the middle, kind of out there, or that could be a like a lower cloud deck. Maybe even coastal fog. Could that be coastal fog? Yeah, I would say that's a possibility. Could be some warm water out there. You see what I'm kind of getting at there? Could be causing some low moisture. So we may need to kind of exit this cloud deck and jump over a lower cloud deck above, cross the bay, and try to get to Cambridge Bay. That's what we might be looking at here. We have 50% fuel. No, we could still turn back. I never turn back. We're just going to fly this all the way until we land on a beach. I don't know. This is that kind of unfolding slow terror of VFR cross-country with cloud decks. It's just this, 2 hours before your death kind of situation. Like, am I going to die in that cloud? Maybe. Is that a bit at coastline? Yeah, just a bit, maybe. It's really hard to say. I give major credit to Microsoft graphics here. That even here it's almost a kind of an optical illusion that you may see in real life. Where it's very difficult to kind of tell. If you're looking at water, snow, mountains, kind of like in the far distance, that's a good illusion. That's a good illusion for flying. Good illusion for a flight sim. It's just telling you how far the graphics has come along. I feel that with the older sims, you had to fly kind of hard IFR, as you would say, which is like cloud deck that you can't see in, and before you could really sort of get lost in that kind of navigation, if you will, in that navigation space. Because if you were flying VFR, the generic farmland tile is really clearly defined against the skyline, so it's not really hard to navigate. But we're finally getting to the point that this VFR navigation is actually pretty challenging and fairly accurate. Not bad. I definitely appreciate that. We might be looking for an exit from this looming cloud deck that's unfolding in front of us. I'm not sure how I'm going to get out of this situation. There's a little tiny aqua patch of sky out there. Look at that. See that? Kind of on 350. That's where we're going. We have to take it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna we're gonna aim for that patch of sky. There's a bit of sky there too, to the kind of to the 025, but we need to turn more to the north. I'm also quite concerned about this crosswind that we have here, because if the winds are higher than forecast, I mean even just by 10 knots, that would throw my kind of east-west navigation pretty far off. So I gotta watch that. So we're gonna cut a little bit more to the north. So I'm gonna take that north piece of sky. This is my unfolding thinking as I think it. And I like the way this cloud deck looks. It looks like we can just kind of squeeze through. We can get to good weather on the other side. We're flying against the potential crosswind, which, I mean, I feel that it's always smarter to do that, especially in this kind of unknown situation. The other idea being that you just fly the heading. But what I'm seeing from sort of my checkpoints as we've been flying along, I haven't liked it. I feel that my crosswind's higher than what I have on the forecast. I can't say how much. So that immediately makes me suspicious about my my kind of headings here, right? So now that's what I'm thinking about. Again, this lack of radio nav makes you this, like, you have to be this constant navigation wizard. There's a bit of good weather that way. Was that to the southeast? Yeah. And back the way yeah. Even towards sunset, we're really, like, the lower cloud deck is actually right in front of us. So, any direction but where we're going. Yeah, well, okay. We never turn back. 3, 4, 5. We're, am I getting... I feel like the cloud deck's lowering as well. We're gonna be... It's gonna get a little... Might get a little crazy here. These holes a little larger. I mean, I wouldn't take that one, but I feel like we're about to break out, and then we have ground fog. We're gonna be trading one strange hell for another strange hell. We're gonna lose ground contact, but we'll be above the cloud deck. Do a quick 360, just kind of have a look around. A little bit of river valley right there. Look at that. Kind of rivers, like some rivers. What are we looking at here? There's a lot of ground. Holes. I'm sure there's like a awesome tundra name for those things. It's kind of depressions. I've read about those in like Arctic books. Arctic survival or what have you. Some kind of a tundra feature, but I can't quote it now. It's been years since I've read some of those books. Yeah, it looks like a bank of kind of fog, low clouds, and then maybe a hole. I think we can, we're gonna fly to that second hole. Uh-oh. Just lost the airspeed. Starting to pick up some ice. Yeah, we probably need to get lower. We're at 1,000 feet. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, we just flew through a thin little cloud. I just saw it. Yeah, look at that. We're like in a tiny cloud deck. Like few clouds at 1,000 feet or something. What are we, 800 feet here? 720 feet. Okay, we're gonna hold above 500 feet. 550 feet, 500 feet. No airspeed. Alright, let's just gotta keep an eye on those tree heights out there. 400 feet. We're probably, 150 feet here, maybe 200 feet. That'd be my guess. I'll guess lower, just for the safety factor. You see what I'm saying? If you have to guess, then like put a margin on it. Say, right, well, let's. We're saying 200. Let's drop it to 150 feet, and let's stay below about 700 here. We're not picking up any more ice. We're reaching one of these holes. We might be able to keep flying. I mean, maybe there was just kind of a one low ceiling there that we just sort of popped out of, and we're in a bit of dry air here for a moment. It seems that way, actually. Look at that, kind of domed out. I wonder if we're seeing an effect of visibility here. Like my visibility is 2 miles in fog, like light fog or something, or snow. And that's kind of, in a way, what we're seeing here, because I feel the clouds keep retreating, or the fog does, but the moment I say that, we're going to fly right into a cloud bank. We're going to have to take one of these holes out of here, I think, but if not, we're going to try to fly it out at ground level. I want to stay in ground contact. It's so hard to regain ground contact when you lose it. Once we get above these decks, it's be a big fight to find a hole. Let's not get above like this altitude here. Okay, so just thinking about my exit. If I have to get out of here, I'm doing a right turn. We're gonna do a hard right turn. Just fly 180. Because all of a sudden we're kind of getting into trouble here, I think. Yeah, crud. Crud. I'm powering up. Darn it. We're picking up like ice. We gotta get out of here. Alright, right here. We're gonna aim for the sky here. How much ice are we picking up? We are just gonna make it. Yeah, we gotta like, darn it. I have no idea what my airspeed is, so we're gonna guess on the climb. I think that's a pretty, this is about the right climb for this biplane. We need to outclimb that ice. That's what the problem is now. We're getting into cloud trouble. Cloud deck kind of hit the dirt, and we started to pick up ice. We had to get out of there, so we had to bail out into this hole. Now we need to outclimb this cloud deck as fast as we can. And we're kind of and try to make some kind of ground contact. This is not bad. These big valleys, we can navigate with this kind of business. If it's not so bad on the other side, we could. This might be doable. Let's just outclimb this. I'm going to turn more to the left. Let's go. Let's follow this valley of clouds here to the left. Try to. Yeah. I'm making deliberate left turns due to the crosswinds. Alright, let's hold this climb. What are we, 3,000 feet? I mean, let's pop up there now and let's have a good look. Like maybe we're going to get to 6 grand or something, so we can look down, try to navigate. look at all these clouds. Yeah, wow. Yeah, best weather was that way. There's the front. Look, it looks like you can kind of see the weather front right here. It's kind of a nice line, actually. It's remarkable. Yeah, very good. That's nice. All right, let's keep that about. We're gonna keep that pretty much north, true. Now, without ground contact, now I'd go. I'd start to fly this more like an instrument flight, right? And maintain a very close, much closer compass heading, versus sort of following the flow of the landscape, so I can kind of follow the map business. Now we're at 6,000 feet. We can probably level out here and just kind of fly above this cloud deck. We're picking up ice here. Now we're pretty good here. Yeah, we're good. Fuel flow can come down though. Yeah, that's good. Just kind of level this out here. Here in a moment, we're going to have ground contact. That's going to be the moment to do a heading check here. Let's see. Sort of just tundra, isn't it? Yeah, we're still pretty much in kind of that kind of tundra lands. We're looking for water. Any sighting of water, and the coastline is going to be significant. Any coastline we follow is sort of the rule of thumb here. Just sort of kind of maintaining a navigation contact. Now, there's also the possibility that we overfly. It'd be really unfortunate, but you could, out here, you could potentially overfly an island surrounded by clouds, and so you don't realize it, right? Like, this could be an island. Look at these, look at the cloud deck here. If you unpack this, I mean, there's plenty of potential for this to be an island. I don't think that it is, because you can see some land in the distance, but you have to be, like, skeptical of your conclusions, this kind of navigation. Looks good for no water. I'd say we're still inland here pretty good. I bet we're gonna fly to the other side of that cloud deck that we see up there, and that's probably gonna be where the water is. That looks like water right there. I mean, that'd be like maybe a lake. That might be a lake. I think I'd call that gray clouds. Just kind of a shadow. Just like this shadow here to the kind of the right. You know, you couldn't really say if there was water, nothing, mountains back there. Could be anything. that could be a view of water, but from this distance you really can't say that conclusion. Now is that look at this kind of rivers. See these, like, see that kind of this this is a bit of a ground feature here that would be pretty good for kind of mapping. I'm just kind of studying a series of little lakes. Look at these little lakes here. Just see and then maybe yeah, it's like a river valley. It's like a drainage. I'd call it that. Yeah, I'd say we're looking at some kind of a river drainage system. Okay, let me look at the map here. Let's see if I can figure out where I am. Sky Vector's maps this far north are not very good, actually. I have to actually use like Google Maps almost. Not really good, like good maps out here. Yeah, I mean, I would call, I would say there is a lot of drainage that kind of flows here to the northeast. So if we're looking at a flow in a northerly direction, that's good. That's what we want to be. We want to be on northerly direction flows. Actually, that's not true, because I think if we turn a little bit to the left here, that flow is about, I call that about like 335. I don't like that. If that's 335, then, and what's my magnetic variation here? You kind of take a quick check on that. We're, it's as high as like 19 out here, so you have to watch out, but I've been traveling, you know, I wonder how far I am from the magnetic North Pole. I'm actually probably not far away. I should map that. There. Look at that water. Right there. See, that bit that flows to the northwest is not the flow we want. Here to the right, there it is. Okay. We follow this coastline. We're going to look for Melbourne Island. And then from Melbourne Island, we should have a straight shot. Okay, yeah, this is looking good. Good, good. Alright, while we're thinking about it, let's double check magnetic variation here. It can be kind of hard to find on these maps, because I don't have a real paper map, and the online map has missing bits to it. I mean, you know, it's almost true out here. Is that really true? That's crazy. I must be that far along. I mean, it was like 19, just felt like just the other day. But that's how fast these swings are out here. Yeah, it's not even mapped. Alright, I'm gonna have to like Google it another way. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually probably getting close to 0. That's probably true. What a crazy variation. I should set up my stream so I can share like a window on some of these things. I'm sure to do that sometime. But you know, any googling of magnetic variation in the far of northern Canada is pretty interesting. Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. Okay, yeah, we're close to 0 here, so you can see to the other side. Look at that. That's good. That's weather we can work with. How far are we from fuel exhaustion? We're getting close to draining that auxiliary fuel tank, but we'll hold on. It still has probably like 20 minutes in it or so. Okay, so this coastline is now following a heading of what? 330? Okay, so let's fly, we're going to fly the coastline heading, and I'm going to think about that navigation-wise. So if we're 330, yeah, that looks good. We can spot that that island, or the kind of the tip of this peninsula. Whichever happens first, we can sort of orient off those and those waypoints, and then across the bay there should be a kind of a sweeping bit of land. It'll just excuse me. It should sort of end in a sharp kind of bay, almost like a Nordic fjord. If we see like a fjord looking kind of line shooting off to the northeast, that'd be a pretty good landmark for Cambridge Bay. And, you know, I think that's, you know, perfect candidate. So, yeah, it's perfect. Look at that. See this bit of land there? I mean, that looks quite like what I pictured from the map. Kind of a little sweep of landscape, cuts back like almost like a fjord. So that island is right there. See that? That's the yeah, there it is. That island again, not on Sky Vector. Terrible. Did I close my Google map? That's oh yes, Melbourne Island. Yeah, and that'd be kind of the connecting bit of land. Yeah, all that makes a lot of sense. Yep, okay, that's good. See this bit of connecting land down here? Yeah, I like this. Good landmarks. Yeah, we're good. Good. So, this comes back to the question of the auxiliary fuel tank. We need to cross the water. So we really don't want to flip the tank. We don't want to run the tank out of gas, maybe over the water, where possibly we could really choke the engine out somehow. That question is running the auxiliary fuel tank dry. We are looking at the time here. We're starting to get close on that tank. I might flip it and we'll make it an unknown reserve. That makes sense. I think I'm gonna do that because I don't want to cross this water and have an engine kind of failure here, right? I think that's kind of my thinking here about the gas. So we're gonna have a quick look here. Back that fuel flow a hair. And let's flip that tank. Alright, main tank. And let me just note the time. I love the magnetic compass because, you know, when you're kind of writing on your knee board, say, and you can glance up and just know if you're turning, and you don't have to think about whether you don't have to think about whether the instrument itself has frozen, right? Because an instrument flight, or in this kind of like, you know, hard VFR weather, if you will, kind of easy IFR, you really do have to think about that. You have to think about your gyros, your gyros failing. Wow, why can't I say that word? Gyros. And you don't have a turn coordinator in this thing either, so you don't have anything. You have this like sort of rough, you know, just this very rough turn coordinator, and that's about it. But you know, in the end, the magnetic compass is just the perfect reference because it's not going to freeze on you. So, if you're kind of reading your kneeboard, if you will, I always feel like kneeboard, magnetic compass, and then kneeboard, magnetic compass. That's my eye scan here. There's a bit of turbulence here. You know, often a bit of turbulence like that means that we just changed our wind. You know, like the wind headings just changed. It's a possibility. You know, can I detect drift here? I mean, what am I thinking here? Let's see, if on the nose, you see that little bit of land out there? There's like a bit of mud. Let's put the nose on that bit of land. What heading is that? And we need to get a wind check. So we're gonna fly 330. Is that what we're gonna do? Yeah, let's try that. Let's just fly this for like 5 minutes and see if we can understand what the wind's doing to us here. Just gonna do a time check. Yeah, there we go. Good. I'm making this effort before I fly across that water. You know, I want to just kind of do a quick understanding of what the winds are doing to me before I go flying across that water. Because that could have significant ramifications, right? If I do something wrong. Something goes wrong over the water, and you know what the winds are doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty certain that we're looking at 270 in some form, you know, maybe even 300, maybe. Okay, let's turn on course, Cambridge Bay. So Cambridge Bay should be about right about there. How much ice do we have? That's good. Alright, we lost some of that ice. We had a little problem back there for a moment. Picked up a little bit of ice, and then we were able to leave that cloud deck back there. And we got pretty lucky with this big clearing here over the water. So we don't have to fight through back through that cloud deck and try to get back to the ground. It's kind of the situation the other day, was trying to find a way through the holes near the airport and get to that last spot. Now, what is my current weather at Cambridge Bay? That's oh, do they have weather? Maybe they do. Cambridge Bay, Automated weather. So excited. 975. 122. 975. Like ridiculously excited about automated weather. There's very few stations out here. Here we go. Oh yeah, my guess was not bad. I was a little too much to the north. It's actually 260. Well, actually up here it could be... No, that makes sense. Up here at like 10,000 feet, then like 300 makes sense. And then at ground level 260. 24 knots, huh? Altimeter 2980. Few clouds at 800, few at 4. Okay, we'll just cloud dodge until we get down there. That's good. Great. Wonderful. It's gonna be an easy, easy flight into Cambridge Bay. Do a little, oh, how big is this runway? I don't even know. It's not big. I think it's only like a 2,000 foot strip, so we'll see how that goes. This island, remarkably like a bird. Looks like a floating duck or something. See this? Or if you imagine a tree trunk here, this dark bit of water, sort of almost like it's on this tree trunk sideways, you know, it's like the water. Quite beautiful. I feel that odd landscape features are kind of like your cross-country, like license plate hunting, you know, sort of keeps you awake, kind of thinking about what you're looking at. You want to, especially in these kind of droning trips, you want to not break your locks, you know, don't get locked on like, oh, I'm going to look at this lake, or I'm just going to look at the compass, or I'm just going to look at the map. You're going to always be, I feel, breaking your attention lock and kind of taking in every bit of the situation. We should be getting close to that airport. Where is that? It should be here on the left. Where is that airport? Maybe I should stop losing altitude. Here we are at 2,300. Let's throttle up here. And let's keep a little bit of altitude till we lock that airport in. Where is it? Here's the bay. We followed that ridge line, and it's gotta be right. It's like right in here somewhere. The weather is beautiful now. Let's check the weather again here. Temperature minus 25 Celsius. That must be... I don't know, there's a runway out here somewhere. I don't see it though. This is beautiful landscape. Oh, it's remarkable. Look at these features. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, it's nice. Very nice. This is quite beautiful out here. I wonder how many people fly out here. It's a strange bit of the Earth to fly around in, actually, but I mean it's beautiful. A lot of changing features. And you have these, you know, reflections. You got clouds. You have, you know, river valleys, snow, ice. It's pretty good. Is that the Wait a minute. I think I just spotted. Oh, we're right on it. Look at that, beautiful. I'm just dead on, right there. There it is. Excuse me. Okay, I think the pre-landing checklist here is to drink some water, so I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. I'm actually going to overfly the field. I want to have a look at the windsock if I can, if they have one. Let's take a closer look. I'm gonna look at the field conditions as well. I mean, this is pretty far north. Everything's pretty random out here. Let's kind of have a look. That's low enough. Alright, we'll just kind of do a little... So I don't want to gain that much altitude. I wish I knew my airspeed. I have to guesstimate. I don't think I see a windsock, actually. No. Oh, look at these beautiful cliffs here. That's really nice. Look at that. See, it's kind of a rising terrain here. I like that. It's beautiful. Look, that color of blue is very nice too. Well done. Good little icy bay. Alright, are we looking for a windsock at this end of the runway here? I don't think we're going to find one. We're landing in just like this snow here. That looks like a fence down there. Look at that. Is that, there's like little squares here. Yeah, there's something here. Look at that. Huh. What's this? This little, I wonder, I'm going to look at Google Maps later and see what that's about. That's interesting. Okay, so if the winds are 260, let's think about that again then. Now that we've had a look at this, let's make a decision. We're just going to fly to the midfield, and we're going to end up with pretty much a crosswind almost any way that we kind of cut it. Actually, this is probably a decent enough downwind right here. So now we're yeah, let's do this. Okay, we're going to go for the landing here. Do a quick pre-landing checklist. Trim, cowl flaps, mixture. That's good. Maybe a little bit more power. Here, where's the what are we doing here? Getting blown towards the runway, I'd say. I'd say that's true. Well, we're gonna do just a quick out and a quick around. Okay, let's go. On the move here. Cambridge Bay, downwind to final. We're just gonna keep turning. Yeah, that'll put us like dead on here. Alright. Alright, Cambridge Bay, short final. Let's cut that power back. I mean, who knows our airspeed here? Let's just cut it. We're gonna guess that we're going too fast. I have no idea where the center of the runway is. This is all just snowed over. It's like fresh snow or something. I have no idea where the center of the runway is. What about right there? I don't know. A little more to the right. There's that left crosswind. Look at that. We're getting a little slow here. Am I not on the runway? I'm not on the runway. It's more to the right, I think. That's right, we're here. We've arrived. We're in like the tundra. Maybe this is the runway. Man, I can't even tell. We're gonna keep that left wing down. Nice, we can go around. Yeah, let's do it again. I wish I left snow tracks that we could see. It's probably not there. That'd be amazing if there was snow tracks. And that was decent. Let's see how that looked. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's more muddy. Let's do that again. This is not a paved runway. This is a dirt track. For real. So, you know, it's pretty hard to say exactly there where the beach ends and the runway begins. I'm sure that's enough altitude. Let's We call this downwind for Cambridge Bay. Trim. I think I'm trying to go for slower. Right, kind of improve our landing here. I feel that's a bit of sink. Let's get a little bit more power. Feel right about here is fair. Let's return to final here. Not yet. Yeah, we'll call it there. A little bit nose heavy. I bet we're down to 80 knots here, I bet. And we're going to keep on turning. We're just going to be doing a downwind into the biplane 45-degree final. And we're on short final, Cambridge Bay. Good. This is a better arrival than the last one. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Now we're looking at that left crosswind. I have no idea where the threshold is. Like, do we think that's the threshold? Like, right there? I have no idea. I think we need a little bit more power. We'll get a little lower, too. Here he comes. More right rudder, right rudder, right rudder, right rudder, left wing, right rudder, left wing, left wing. Where it is? It's a decent crosswind out there. I mean, I have a pretty holding a fair amount of left wing down and right rudder, holding this real straight. Yeah, this is good crosswind. This is fun. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's zip and do this one again. That's Could I do a slip with this crosswind? I bet I could. Let's do that. Let's gain a little altitude. Oh, look at the moon. We're gonna accidentally have too much altitude and see if we can still make the runway. We're in the halo part of the flight, you know, when we're just messing around. Now that we've made the airport, if I don't wreck now and then, I'm not trying hard enough. Let's get a little power back. This could be... Is this a good turn? No. We're gonna wait. We're gonna hold. Hold. This will be pretty high right here. Okay, we cut the throttle. Let's turn to final. And let's see what we got. This is giving us a tailwind. We're not losing enough altitude there. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get crossed up. Nose down. Oh yeah, look at that. It's dropping like a rock. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to, like, take it out. That's enough dropping. Oh, now we just missed this bush. Gonna miss the topiary. Alright, there we go. Alright, right rudder. Right rudder. Right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. There. We're still a little fast here. We're almost on the beach. And yeah, there must be... Maybe the runway's a little bit more over here. Yeah, see right there. That's where it is. I can't find the threshold. It's narrow, isn't it? Look, this is the other side of the runway. Yeah. Oh, we better go around. Alright, I'm taking off now. As we're taking off there, I'm taking out a lot of crosswind on my left aileron, right? I have, I'm holding a lot of left aileron down, and then bringing it back to level until we're off. It's pretty good. It's good, solid fun. Can we land the other way? Let's try it. Let's see what we got here. Get some airspeed up. This aircraft drops like a rock when you side slip it. My gosh, it's just like elevator to the ground. Why? Too bad I don't have my airspeed, but we're doing pretty well without that. I mean, 1,000 feet, I feel it's probably pretty safe. Let's have a look. Where are we? Whoops. We're not far away. That's good enough. Let's give it a shot. Alright, here we go. Turning final. Try the other crosswind. Do another wind check right here.
Charlie Yankee Charlie Bravo automated weather observation 2300 Zulu. Wind 260 at 24. Visibility tree. Sky condition. Few clouds at 800 feet. Few clouds at 4,100 feet. Few clouds at 12,400 feet. Temperature -25 C dew point. 10 C altimeter 2980.
You see the left drift? Look at all that drift. It's just blowing right into the runway. I mean, there's just no... unless you extend, you really just makes those turns pretty sharp. There's going to be a go-around for sure. It's kind of just assessing the situation. Just 200 feet. The runway is easier to see from this side than the other side. I'll say that. Alright, let's start going around. We don't want to hit the snow, especially with a soft field like this, right? You don't want to do a touch and go in a soft field midway. Alright, you're going to sink the aircraft, you're going to lose too much momentum or what have you. Especially if it was a real, friction situation. Not like in the sim. But if it was like a real snowy whatever, or ice, or... even ice, if it's rough, it's going to mess you up a little bit. Grass and dirt, rabbits. Let's try this again, and let's see if we can get a interesting crosswind down here. What a great little airport this is. It's right here on the water. It must be on a bit of rock. See this, this cliff? I bet this is like some kind of tougher continental bedrock of some kind. Has that look, like it's like that 6 billion or whatever. How old is the Earth? Is it Earth a billion? One of those sort of, I think, well, either way, the age of the Earth, I think 3 million is the max on the oldest rocks discovered. I think about 3 million, but don't quote me. Are we going to turn here? What am I, 900, 800 feet? Look at that beautiful water down there. That's nice. Of a coastline feature. Actually, it looks almost like it's glowing. Look at that. It looks like it's mountain water. That's a UFO. That's a mothership that's just sort of stranded down there. It's going to fly away in a moment. That's what that is. Beautiful landscape out here. Okay, let's turn to final. 500 feet. We're probably going to be blown on the course. So I'm going to just let it drift me a little bit. Lose a little bit of altitude. I don't want to turn right at the threshold because of all the crosswind. You could turn right at the threshold, or you could turn short of it about 50 feet like I'm doing here, right? This is a very deliberate turn. I'm doing that because I'm trying to judge the crosswind, right? It's a lot of crosswind here. So here we go, here we go. This is good, good. I mean, it's a little bit of right rudder. I think we have it made. Let's cut the throttle. Do it. Right rudder, right wing. Down, down, down. There it is. Oh yeah, real soft. Okay, here we go. Let's go around. Bit of a bounce. Oh, that's a little bit... we're weather vaning. That was a horrible takeoff. So, great landing, horrible takeoff on that right side. I do think that's, that's real on these biplanes. They have such, different P and torque factors, depending on which way you're kind of fighting it, right? So, I always feel that the right crosswinds are tough, and I'd love to talk to a real biplane pilot about this, what's happening. I'm missing something easy, I'm sure. I should read about this or something. It's like one of those like 101 flight things you forget about. But, you know, what's happening with the torque and the right crosswind is it's like a different battle between you doing the right rudder over the engine, counteracting the engine force, and you know, the ailerons against the wind drift, and then the aircraft itself. So it's like it's almost you're like if you're putting English, let's say you're putting a spin on a ball. It's like a double English. You're putting in English on the engine at full blast, and you're putting in English on your crosswind. And so balancing those two English spins, if you will, I think is why the right crosswind is weirder. When you have a left crosswind and then you're holding the right rudder, it's just a lot easier to counterbalance because it's like you're counterbalancing against a single two forces instead of three. You have kind of a single center of control, if you will, with that left side, because you're just right rudder, left aileron, and center line. But with the right side crosswind, you're kind of managing a few more things, because then you're managing torque, p-factor, right side, and the wind and whatnot, and it's adding like a variable component on top of each other. So it's like you're judging two different things at the same time with your foot. With your right foot is trying to distinguish between how much torque you have in climb versus your climb, and which gives you more torque, and your crosswind component. So that whole analysis is why I sucked at that last takeoff. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, we're right crosswind, so we're going to note that as being more significant, as dangerous. Like I'm bad at it, right? So I'm kind of noting it as a more dangerous kind of situation. A little more trim. And what we're looking for here is the exit. Why did I lose directional control? You know, with the right crosswind. I gotta watch that. Yeah, it was very bad of me. Okay, we're gonna cut the throttle here. There we go. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Is that a... That's not a... There we go. That's a better view. Okay. You know, it's the weather veining and that transition between the slowest of flight to kind of takeoff. Alright, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Good. Good. Nice. Nice. Okay, power up. Well, that was just like a solid... I mean, I didn't have much runway to play with, but that was pretty good. Okay, let's do that again. We'll go a little fast. Keep our altitude low. Just spin it around. That was much better. I want to see another one of those, though, before I sign off on myself as having passed that. I didn't like my procedure. First round was nearly a loss of directional control, so we're going to work on this right crosswind. Alright, let's go. Do it again. Shouldn't be... Is this, like, way too close? Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna, it's all practice. Bank angle, bank angle. Want to watch that bank angle. That tailwind's got us. Here we go, here we go. Oh yeah, we're gonna make it. Look at that, we're still gonna have, even with that rough... Nope, I didn't make it. No, we're going around. That was just, back to the halo flying, kind of good fun. Beautiful. Let's try that again. I swear I could land in half of that runway. Let's be my final, probably, is, I'm gonna go for kind of a really short field landing. But before I do that, I want to do one more good solid touch and go and see good directional control off the end of the runway on that right crosswind. Let's check the winds here.
Charlie Yankee Charlie Bravo automated weather observation 230.
Right, the same. The 260 at 24.
260 at 24.
Okay.
Visibility tree.
Right. Let's cruise a little bit more here. 500 feet. And we're gonna drop probably about, that's good enough. 500 feet. We never did get the airspeed back. A little more nose. Nose. I'm gonna guess we're 90, not now. I would say we're probably 80 actually. Probably 85 here. I can cut the throttle. I feel like we're pretty close here. We're slow. I'm gonna keep just a bit of throttle just because of the unknown bank angle here at the end. I can't really see for a moment here. So we're gonna... Man, this looks really good. Yeah, this is... Oh, this is our shadow on the left. Sweet. Power back. Oh! I flew into my shadow. I was watching it as a camera angle. I thought I could try to balance that. That was great. That was dying for beauty. That was dying for beauty is what that was. Okay, that was pretty solid. That was, should I call that there? Yeah, that's probably good enough for now. Well, do I want to do a few more touch and goes? That was a pretty good, I mean, definitely crashing at the end. I wouldn't sign off on myself for that touch and go. Bad camera. Let's do that again. Oh no, not Kuglatug, excuse me. No. We were just, we just flew out of there. Kugluktuk. Let's, oops, hang on a moment. Back to the main menu is actually where I'm going. Yep. Wasn't even paying attention to that. I forget that it goes back to where you started. We are not there anymore. We made it to Cambridge Bay. We are not there anymore. So what are we doing for that right crosswind? That was runway 13, wasn't it? Is that where I had that? Let's see, for 260. That was giving me, yeah. Yeah, 13 is giving me that tough, so that's what we want. We want 13. We don't call that signed off yet, so let's do a few more of those. Also, they're quite dangerous, so that's exciting. I like that. This 26 knots is above the crosswind capability of this biplane, by the way. It's at 17 knots. So theoretically, it's, you know, kind of a no-go. You'd only want to do this in an emergency, which makes it for pretty challenging. Oh man, brakes, toe brakes. All right, let's get. Let's make sure everything's kosher here. 1200. Main tanks. I'm gonna kill the auxiliary because that's where we would have ended up at. We'd have a 0, well, something like that. We'll put a few random gallons in there. There. Okay. Good. And let's get back in the air and try this again. Oh, cowl flaps. Oh. Speed of directional stability. You know, it's just too hard to fly this from outside, especially that near to the ground. You know, from this kind of back view. Here, it's, you know, not very hard, but man, from the other side, no, totally different beast. Let's all right, let's peel this off to the right. Let's cut my throttle this one. Kind of doing a deliberate, like, there we go, drop like 300 feet. I'm just taking advantage of the maneuverability of the biplane to kind of zip around the pattern. I mean, normally you wouldn't do this, right? You get stuck at like one altitude. Isn't that terribly boring? I say it is. Let's drop ourselves down to 500 feet off the tundra. Well, we have our airspeed back through that incident. Then we're at 85 knots. Yeah, that was my... I feel that my airspeed guesses were really good, and that's what you want to be. You want to have good airspeed guesses, so you don't have to think very hard about it. And when something goes wrong, you know. You can just dial in the airspeeds you need and not think too hard about it. Okay, how are we doing here? This is a heck of a tailwind. It really is. I gotta hold more crosswind correction. Bank angle. It's a dangerous bank angle. Bank angle, a little more right rudder there. 80 knots. Alright, we're okay. We're alright. Alright, here we go. Okay, no watching our shadow. Alright. I feel the wind's dying down, actually. This feels like less. Just a bit less. Don't look at the shadow. Don't look at the shadow. Don't look at the shadow. Is it over there? Oh, nope. We have to go around now. That was, that felt pretty good. That was smooth. That's what I wanted to feel flying into that situation. Let's do that again. That's a good low pass. Let's do, see, two more. A little more crosswind correction here. A little setting sun. Let's hold about here. Shoot about 500 feet. Just cruise. And do a little bit more of that. Yeah, beautiful sunset. A little more throttle here. We're a little slow. I don't want to gain too much altitude, though. I'm not certain what the next airport is. Next destination is unknown. Somewhere the north and the east. Are we 75 knots here? How's that runway looking? We can, we shouldn't pinch in towards the water. Let's just, let's fly around this bay of water a bit. And kind of approach from that narrow end. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to take that narrow end around and kind of use that as a reference for final. This is going to give me another look at the winds too. A longer final. I feel that there's been a wind change. I mean, it's not reflected here in the weather, but it feels less. What happened to my weather? I mean, it's still reporting 260 at 24, but in reality, you would trust the ATIS, right? It would be automated immediately, like every second. But I feel in this case, we're probably, I don't know. I wonder about that. I would really, like bet $20 or what have you that the wind has changed, but it's not in the ATIS yet because it just feels different. We had a lot more right rudder on the earlier. Now that it's sunset, the winds are probably dying down. We're probably looking at last hour's observation there. This is gonna be a good landing. You can always tell when you're gonna have a good landing, like at 200 feet. You know what's gonna happen. Don't look at the shadow. Where's the shadow? No, stop doing it. I'll fly right for it. That's classic, right? You know, I look at it, so you fly into it. Perfect illusion. We're gonna go around again. Beautiful. It's good low pass. Let's fly this from outside. $90 knots, 80 knots. We're kind of losing. Watch that nose trim here. Beautiful hole in the weather for landing today in Cambridge Bay. It was a little concerning there mid-flight, but it worked out. Looks like we flew through just kind of a small weather front, and then we left it behind. Looks much more clear. This just looks like a. You know what this looks like, Zach? Actually, this bit of scuddy clouds here, like the one of those pre-waves that you have off of a front. It looks quite a bit like that. It's almost like a shock wave in front of a moving frontal system that could be behind us. That's potentially a potential weather interpretation of this. Could also be just the scuddy clouds that formed off of the water today and just kind of moved inland. That'd be the right direction, yeah, pretty much. I may have to pause and check on the dog. Maybe, maybe not. Again, that interesting geology out here. Look at that. Beautiful. Wow. Nice. Beautiful bays here. I think the Earth is 64 million years old, right? That sounds like the number to me. If I was playing a trivia game, that'd be what I would guess. I'm not going to Google things when I'm flying. This is beautiful, this area. Huge bays, just phenomenal. These must be filled with whales and wildlife and orcas and whatnot, I bet. So you can see when this is all frozen how this becomes a giant polar bear and everybody else habitat. It's just, think of this as a habitat space, if you will, when it's frozen over. It's a giant landmass just over the winter. Look at that, it's crazy habitat out here. When you consider the ramifications for the animals, it doubles their, I mean, it's more than doubles their land area for a significant portion of the year. You can see why that's such a impact in this area. Okay, let's turn the final. A little bit of altitude here. Beautiful, beautiful sunset. Okay, we're short final for 1-2. The runway rises a bit, which causes a bit of an illusion. We gotta be more to the right here. You know, it makes it a little bit harder to pick off the threshold, if you will. Go. So much weather vane. I can really feel the aircraft wanting to weather vane. It's really strong. I have the aileron almost all the way over. I have the you know, the aileron just here in my hands, almost complete 90 here. Actually, you probably see it on the yeah, you can see it on the sim. Watch, there it is. There's center. That's where I'm holding it, just to keep it from. There we go. Yeah, it's a pretty good crosswind. So I feel like it's probably gusting, moving around a bit. Beautiful. That was a beautiful day. It was fun. Crashed into my camera, which is fun. At least it was one crash. I feel if I don't crash at least once, I'm not taking enough chances. It's not, you know, what's the point? Might as well do that. Is this like the FBO here? I'll shut it down here pretty quickly. Thanks anybody who's rewatching this in the future or whatnot. It's been great fun. It's my continued flight, kind of touring the world. And it's northern Canada, Cambridge Bay. Just synopsis of today's flight. Just had some low weather, kind of in the middle. Had to miss some dodgy weather. Picked up a little bit of ice, but not too bad. And then easy navigation across the Bay of Water to this spot. Did a few, and then a little practice work in this pretty difficult crosswind. It was pretty good conditions for that. But what did mean in the end was following my camera angle. Perfect. Okay, good. Let me shut down here. Thank you.